So when it comes to vocal tuning, if you don't know, FL Studio has one of the best stock automatic tuning plugin called Pitcher, fire, right out the gate. I've used it for many sessions and everybody is satisfied with it. You have Newtone, which is the manual way of doing things. So essentially it's like Waves Tune or it's like Melodyne, but stock for FL. Another stock plugin that like people sleep on.
Yeah.
We have a Melodyne in FL Studio.
Right.
I guess it depends song by song, but when you're doing your vocals and you want to get, a polished tuning, are you going to Pitcher or are you going to Newtone or are you doing both?
I'll send it through the pitcher. I'll have the speed all the way up at first to sort of like find if it like the right key and if it's generally hitting the right spot. Then I'll taper that speed back to kind of fit where I want it to. Sometimes a little faster if there's like that embellishment that you kind of want. And then if there's just like a note, usually like a transient note or like a tail off or some sort of roll, that's when I'll kind of use Newtone to kind of like click it into the scale.
It's a good way of using it.
You know?
I've used it like that a lot.
Just like an assistance. Just where
because sometimes the
doesn't
notes
hit.
just don't hit right with just Pitcher.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of nudge a little note.
What's cool is you can make new melodies with Newtone.
Newtone?
I know you've done a lot of that.
Like I've created harmonies from scratch with Newtone. So I'll pull in a vocal, bring it and drag it into Newtone, or you can right click and you can hit open in Newtone.
Yeah.
However which way you do it. Bring it up into Newtone. It analyzes it. It gets the notes and the pitch and all that. Then you can go up into the scissor tool, bring it down, and then you can go to scale. Then you can also hit snap to scale. Close that window out. Then inside the grid, now you have this vocal it looks like the piano roll, which is another reason why I love Newtone, because it's just set up like everything else in FL Studio and so easy to pick up if you know other plugins. It's not like learning a different language, really. When you buy or get a new third-party plugin, it's like, they got their own way of creating these things. Now, with the snap to scale feature, say you're in C sharp minor. Now, anytime you bump a note up or down in the scale, you're staying within C sharp minor. You're not going to put any of those notes into a wrong note in the scale.
Right.
So no matter what you do, it might not sound right, but it's going to be in the scale of C sharp minor. As somebody like me that doesn't know music theory, that's a game changer, because I can even not listen to it at all and just move a note up, down, up, down, up, down, and kind of leave it and then just drag it in and see if it works. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'll maybe go back. The one thing I will say when you do the harmonies like that, and this goes for recording harmonies from scratch or doing it this way, making fake harmonies, right? I will say that sometimes it sounds like it doesn't go, even though if you do a little bit of mixing, it goes.
Yeah.
Say you just do the one main vocal, you've created the fake harmony. Doesn't sound right. It sounds like it's clashing, or maybe the notes don't sound like they're right, but you got to try a couple more things before you pass on it. EQ out the lows, make it really thin, or I'll do a stereo separation thing where I'll go into the sampler. So I'll double click on the audio, go into the sampler, go into pre-computed effects, and stereo delay it left or right.
Yeah.
Splits the signal and it makes it sound like it's almost two vocals wide. And that gives it a different aspect, it gives it its own space, and sometimes instantly it just makes it click and it makes it sound like it goes right away.
And those frequencies that we're fighting are now spread out so that they're not like taking up too much of the sonic sphere or
exactly.
whatever. You know what I mean?
It's crazy how sound works, bro. It's wild. So you
Because
gotta try
hear it
different
and you'll
things.
be like, oh, that sounds out, but really what it is it's cluttered, you know? Some people will get like super like stereo separation happy, I notice.
Yeah,
like
me.
sometimes people will put like
I do.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
sometimes. Well, some of our early stuff, like I feel like when we probably first learned about like the stereo separation knob, was game changer, by the way. But like
The one in the mixer or the one in the sampler?
the one in the mixer,
Yeah, the one in the mixer is game changer.
where
too.
we would like just be like, oh, it makes it sound so epic and wide. Send it all the way.
Crank it.
Crank it.
Right? But so there might be some people wondering like, oh, I don't have that knob. You do. Everybody has that knob in FL's mixer. You have to change the view so you can see that knob. In the super compact one, or there's another one. So in the top left of your mixer, there's a drop down that might say compact, compact 1, compact 2, whatever.
Yeah.
Some of those may not show the stereo separation knob.
Got you.
And you just have to choose a different view on your mixer. I always use the extra large, I think. I just go to the extra large one because I put it on my right screen and it just takes up the entire right monitor.
Dual monitor.
So I have the dual monitor set up.
Hey.
Game changer, bro. I'll never go back to a single screen unless I have to if I'm in a situation where mixer just stays on that right screen, bro. On the extra large
Dual
mode.
monitor, bro. Command center.
Because then you can see, like, especially whenever I'm mixing a song with vocals in it, I have to have that mixer open all the time, just so I can sit back and just see things and listen. I can see the most amount of mixer tracks that way too.
And you're not jumping between views and windows and stuff.
I like just having things kind of spread out and where I can see the majority of things going on at the same time. So the mixer being over there is a game changer. Having that on the extra large view or another one so you can see that stereo separation knob is key too.